In a surprising twist, Israeli officials have recently sounded an alarm about a prophecy they believe is drawing near, sending shockwaves through believers worldwide. This ancient prophecy, shared across Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and Zoroastrianism, foretells the arrival of a significant leader, known as Messiah. Israel's role in this prophecy adds a crucial layer of anticipation. However, opposing views and debates among religious scholars have intensified. So let's dive into the video today to learn about this unsettling prophecy that has captivated religious communities globally. The Israel story is really old. In the Old Testament, there's a guy named Abram who, at 75 years old, heard God's call. He left home with his wife Sarai and nephew Lot, traveling to Canaan. After a hard journey, they reached the promised land, Canaan, and were told it was for them and their descendants. This is where everything started. Before Abram came to Canaan, it already had tribes like the Hittites and Amorites. These tribes are talked about a lot in the Old Testament. Canaan had various tribes with different cultures, languages, and ways of living, mostly through farming and trade. They believed in many gods, showing their colorful beliefs. The Bible doesn't say exactly when Abram got to Canaan, but people think it was around the early 2nd millennium BCE. Abram's relationship with the Canaanites was complicated. Sometimes they were friendly, other times not. Still, despite the difficulties, Abram and his family made a place for themselves in Canaan. The importance of Israel's land. The land of Israel is super important in history, culture, and religion, especially for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It has a long history with different empires and cultures like the Assyrians, Babylonians, ancient Israelites, and Canaanites. Many groups left their mark here, making it a special place where civilizations rose and fell. Around 1000 BC, the Israelite tribes came together under King Saul, and later, King David took over. He made Jerusalem the capital, and King Solomon built the first temple on the Temple Mount. This temple was a special place for worship, showing the promise between God and the Jewish people. But things changed after Solomon. The kingdom split, and the Assyrians captured the northern kingdom of Israel in 722 BC. The Babylonians then conquered the southern kingdom of Judah in 586 BC, destroying the first temple and sending many Judeans away. When the Persians beat the Babylonians, they let Jewish exiles return and rebuild their temple, starting the Second Temple period. In the 1st century CE, Christianity began in the region with Jesus of Nazareth. Sadly, in 70 CE, the Romans destroyed the Second Temple during the Jewish-Roman War. The history of ancient Israel, along with religious texts and archaeological evidence, has had a big impact on Jewish people's cultural, religious, and historical identity. It's not just local, it shapes the whole world. In the 1920s and 1930s, many Jews moved to Palestine to escape anti-Semitism and persecution in Europe. This wave of Jewish immigration, Aliyah, changed the area's demographics. Jews bought land from Arab landowners and created kibbutzim and moshavim agricultural settlements. These aimed to build self-sufficient Jewish communities, helping the development of Jewish infrastructure and institutions. But this worried the Arab population. Arab leaders and communities feared losing their land, political rights, and national identity. They saw Jewish immigration as a threat, leading to clashes between Jewish and Arab communities fueled by their conflicting goals in the region. The rebirth of Israel and Declaration of Independence. On May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion, the leader of the Jewish Agency and future Prime Minister of Israel, made a big announcement. He declared the Israeli Declaration of Independence, officially bringing the State of Israel into existence. Ben-Gurion emphasized the strong connection between the Jewish people and the land of Palestine, highlighting the need for a homeland where Jews could live freely and securely. The declaration recognized the challenges Jews faced, especially during the Holocaust, making the establishment of a Jewish state a compelling necessity. It expressed gratitude for international support, referring to a United Nations resolution from November 29, 1947. Let's return to the ancient world around the 4th millennium BC and imagine discovering Jerusalem's earliest traces in the Middle East's dry landscapes. Its ancient name, Rusalim, can be found in Egyptian texts from the 19th century BC. Throughout the ages, Jerusalem witnessed various powers, Canaanites, Jebusites, and Israelites, leaving their mark. Around 1000 BCE, King David played a crucial role. With determination and strategy, he seized Jerusalem from the Jebusites, making it the capital of the United Kingdom of Israel. Under King Solomon's rule, Jerusalem thrived with impressive structures, especially the First Temple, showcasing the city's spiritual and political importance. Jerusalem became the heart of Jewish life, a hub for worship, and a symbol of national identity. However, its significance extends beyond Judaism. It is also crucial for Christianity and Islam, making it a profoundly religious city for all three faiths. Thus, Jerusalem's historical and spiritual importance is deeply rooted in the beliefs and traditions associated with each religion. For Judaism, Jerusalem holds the highest importance as the holiest city, closely linked to the history and religious identity of the Jewish people. According to Jewish tradition, it's considered the place where God chose to reveal his presence on earth. The city is home to the Western Wall, also known as the Wailing Wall, a remaining part of the ancient Jewish temple destroyed by the Romans. This revered wall is a gathering place for Jews to pray, expressing their profound connection to God and their ancestral heritage. Jerusalem's importance in different religions. Jerusalem stands as a spiritual hub, profoundly important to Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. With its historical ties, the Temple Mount plays a crucial role in this shared reverence, confirming the deep connection to Judaism. In Judaism, Jerusalem is the holiest city, intricately woven into the religious and historical identity of the Jewish people. According to Jewish tradition, it's where God chose to reveal divine presence on earth. The Western Wall, or Wailing Wall, symbolizes this sacred bond, where Jews gather to pray, expressing their strong connection to God and ancestors. The Temple Mount, believed to be the site of the first and second Jewish temples, is a revered place for worship and pilgrimage. Christianity also holds Jerusalem in high esteem, linking it profoundly to the life and ministry of Jesus Christ. As documented in the New Testament, the city is closely tied to key events like Jesus' life, crucifixion, and resurrection. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre in the Old City is considered the site of these significant events. This sacred place is a crucial pilgrimage site for Christians worldwide, drawing millions each year. The Via Dolorosa, tracing Jesus' route while carrying the cross, and the Mount of Olives, where believers think Jesus ascended to heaven, are poignant Christian landmarks in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the third holiest city in Islam, following Mecca and Medina. Its religious significance is rooted in the association with the Prophet Muhammad. Muslims believe in Muhammad's miraculous journey from Mecca to Jerusalem, culminating in his ascent to heaven from the Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Temple Mount. The Al-Aqsa Mosque and the iconic Dome of the Rock, both significant in Islam, highlight Jerusalem's profound importance. The Golden Dome, serving as both an architectural and religious symbol, emphasizes the city's centrality in Islam. The deep significance of Jerusalem goes beyond religious rituals, becoming intertwined with history and geopolitics. This ancient city, a melting pot of diverse faiths, has made an enduring impact on the historical and geopolitical landscape of the region. Jerusalem has been a focal point for religious devotion, conflict, and aspirations for sovereignty. Its intricate nature, marked by overlapping religious and historical claims, has led to tensions and disagreements among diverse groups. Throughout history, Jerusalem has seen the rise and fall of empires and civilizations, from the ancient Israelites and Canaanites to the Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Crusaders, and Ottomans. The city became a sought-after prize for conquerors and a vibrant religious and cultural exchange hub. In the present day, Jerusalem remains a city divided along religious and political lines. The Old City reflects the coexistence of various faiths within limited space, featuring majestic holy sites and intricate labyrinthine streets. Pool of Siloam. Let's take a historical journey back to the 8th century BC, when King Hezekiah initiated an impressive project: the construction of the Siloam Pool. This ancient water source in Jerusalem played a vital role in ensuring a constant water supply during times of war. King Hezekiah's engineers carved a path through solid rock in a remarkable engineering feat, creating the Siloam Pool approximately 2,000 feet from the Gihon Spring. This pool, measuring 53 feet in length, 18 feet in width, and 19 feet in depth, became a testament to human ingenuity and determination. Sadly, the Babylonians' destructive attack on Jerusalem led to the demise of the Pool of Siloam. During Nehemiah's time, it took nearly 70 years for the city walls and the pool to be painstakingly rebuilt. This restoration marked a resilient comeback from the echoes of destruction. During the reign of Herod the Great, the Pool of Siloam underwent further reconstruction and expansion. It evolved into a gathering place for the impoverished and sick, seeking healing through its refreshing waters. The Pool of Siloam held significance during the Feast of Tabernacles, a joyous occasion deeply rooted in biblical instructions. This feast commemorates the Israelites' liberation from Egypt, with the pool's water playing a vital role in ceremonial rituals due to its proximity to the temple. Feasts like the Feast of Tabernacles hold a cherished place in Israeli tradition, serving as poignant reminders of pivotal historical events and symbolizing the valued concept of freedom. The water from the Pool of Siloam established a profound connection to Israel's cultural and religious heritage. Third Temple. In the Bible, there's a story about Solomon's Temple, a grand building by King Solomon on the special Temple Mount in Jerusalem. It was built to honor God from the 10th to the 6th centuries BC, but was destroyed during the Babylonian siege of Jerusalem under King Nebuchadnezzar. Later on, there was Herod's Temple, another tribute to faith. It started small but became impressive during King Herod the Great's time. This amazing building stood for over 580 years until the Romans came and destroyed it. After the Second Temple was gone, the Jewish people wanted to build a third, super-strong temple, a holy place even more magnificent and long-lasting. Building the Third Temple has been far from easy. The idea faced challenges, especially from Islamic nations, as Jerusalem, where they plan to build it, is shared with Palestine. The city is split, with West Jerusalem as Israel's capital and East Jerusalem as Palestine's, marked by the Dome of the Rock on the Temple Mount. Despite the difficulties, researchers looked into the site's history, sparking debates about the past Jewish temple's authenticity. Surprisingly, beneath the Al-Aqsa Mosque, a big Islamic building, there was a mikveh, a Jewish ritual bath, a discovery that goes back centuries, proving the Jewish connection. These surprising finds, kept secret in the British Mandate archives to avoid problems, changed how people saw things. Israeli officials, armed with historical proof, gave a final warning. The newfound understanding of Jerusalem's past adds weight to the ongoing effort to build the Third Temple. Why is the temple not built yet? Constructing a new temple involves navigating a complex path, especially when it comes to the revered Temple Mount, known as Haram al-Sharif in Islam. This place is very important for religious reasons, as it is home to Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. Picking the right location requires careful consideration of accessibility, symbolism, and the surrounding environment. Getting permits and approvals is a bureaucratic challenge. Temples have to follow zoning and regulatory rules. Working closely with local authorities is crucial to meet legal requirements and get the go-ahead for construction. Designing the temple itself is a tricky balance between tradition and innovation. Architects need to create structures that show the cultural and religious beliefs of the community. This means talking with religious leaders and getting their input. Money is a big challenge. Temples rely on donations, so fundraising is super important. Engaging with people, businesses, and organizations that want to help is necessary to get support for the sacred project. Making the temple project happen involves convincing people to donate. Talking about the project's importance and value aims to get potential donors to contribute generously. Building the temple is tough. Its intricate carvings, detailed stonework, and fancy decorations require skilled craftsmen and artists whose expertise needs careful selection and verification. Additionally, using old-fashioned building methods adds another layer of complexity, relying on specific traditional materials. Getting these materials, like special stones or wood, can take a lot of time and be tricky. Finding craftsmen who understand these traditional materials is a big challenge. Endurance is a big thing to think about. Engineers need to design a temple that can handle challenges like earthquakes, extreme weather, and regular wear and tear. Working closely with architects and engineers ensures the temple can last a long time. The Sanhedrin, a crucial part of the temple project, recreates the ancient environment by growing farms and forests. However, debates on the Sanhedrin's authority and worries about possible environmental impacts make the revival of the temple more complex. The challenge in rebuilding the third temple. Rebuilding the temple faces a significant challenge: finding a flawless red heifer. This special animal plays a crucial role in purifying Jews so they can take part in temple services. The careful purification process follows the guidance in the Bible, specifically in Numbers chapter 19. Rabbi Chaim Richmond, the former international director of the Temple Institute, is on a dedicated mission to bring a flawless red heifer back to Israel. This is no small task because only 9 red heifers were used in purification rituals over 1,000 years between the first and second temples, making them extremely rare. Despite the rarity, Rabbi Chaim Richmond and knowledgeable rabbis from the Temple Institute are committed to overcoming challenges. They're using modern scientific technology and working with skilled cattle farmers to breed a red heifer. The process involves using frozen embryos from North America's red Angus and implanting them into Israel's domestic cattle. Breeding a red heifer is no simple feat. It must be born in Israel and free from any physical imperfections or flaws that could lessen its perfect appearance. Marks, spots, or abnormalities are not acceptable. Additionally, the red heifer must not have been used for any work, especially plowing, as it needs to remain untouched and solely dedicated to temple rituals. Rabbi Chaim Richmond's determination led him to explore ancient books and use various scientific methods in this intricate process. It's important to note that achieving a red heifer is just one requirement for rebuilding the temple, indicating there are more challenges ahead. Another crucial part of preparing for the third temple involves training the Kohanim, a special group of priests led by the Sanhedrin and the temple movement. These priests go through rigorous training to understand the proper actions, mannerisms, and equipment usage necessary for the new temple. The Kohanim play a crucial role in the temple rituals, and their training ensures they carry out their duties precisely and in line with religious standards. The Sanhedrin is addressing this challenge by working on breeding them using red Angus cattle. Beyond the religious dimensions of the temple project, the geopolitical landscape around Jerusalem is crucial. The city, home to the temple, has been a focal point in international discussions for a long time. The construction of a new temple has the potential to impact relationships between countries, especially Israel and its neighbors. There's a concern that extremist groups might take advantage of this development, contributing to regional instability. Another vital element in this elaborate process is the construction of the new altar, a necessary component for offering sacrifices in the temple. This construction must take place at the original site atop the revered Temple Mount. The altar's design is strategic, allowing for easy dismantling and reassembly in another location until it finds its permanent position. The altar's unique design accommodates its temporary relocation, highlighting the adaptability required in the meticulous planning for the third temple. This flexibility ensures that the altar can be carefully transported to its designated location when the time is right. Crafting the altar involves intricate steps and adherence to specific religious guidelines. The meticulous efforts put into the altar's design and construction emphasize the reverence and dedication with which the Jewish community approaches the restoration of the temple. The meticulous efforts extend beyond the altar to the careful breeding of the red heifer. This sacred animal, free from imperfections, holds significance in the purification process. The coordination between training Kohanim and crafting the altar underscores the complexity and dedication invested in the comprehensive plan to build the third temple. The determination amidst challenges. The determination of the Jewish community to build the third temple is rooted in historical challenges. With the Temple Mount currently under Muslim control, where previous temples stood, Jews face restrictions on entry and worship. This difficulty has prompted extraordinary efforts to create a sacred space for Jewish worship. For Orthodox Jews, reconstructing the temple is seen as the primary solution to their community's challenges. However, the obstacle of Muslim control over the Temple Mount is significant. Reclaiming this site requires political action beyond legal measures, leading to the exploration of alternative approaches. Recognizing the deadlock, international organizations and states outside Israel may mediate a solution. Collaboration among leaders of different faiths becomes crucial in navigating the complexities of the Temple Mount. This collective effort is essential for realizing the reconstruction of the temple. While legal measures may fall short, securing funds for the ambitious project becomes a formidable challenge. Community-driven temple construction heavily relies on donations, requiring extensive fundraising efforts. Effective communication strategies are pivotal to convey the project's importance and encourage generous contributions. Traditional construction practices face hurdles in today's industry. Many temples adhere to age-old building methods and materials, demanding the location and sourcing of specific stones or wood. Working with craftsmen skilled in traditional materials becomes a challenge, requiring a delicate balance between cultural preservation and modern construction standards. Preserving cultural heritage while ensuring structural integrity becomes a paramount concern. Temples, more than structures of worship, are enduring symbols of faith and culture. So what do you think of the mysterious events happening in the Middle East? Comment below and subscribe for more.